Hello everyone and welcome to the Planeswalker Pantheon's MTG Arena opening of the new set Throne of Eldraine. I'm Elspeth and Throne of Eldraine is finally out. Let's just get into these packs right here. We're going into the storybook world of Eldraine. Some people call it Lorm 2.0, but I think it's got a little bit of a different flavour to it personally. Anyways, we've got 50 packs here. Let's just start opening them up, shall we? So, Bargain, Reaper of the Night, Jousting Dummy, Redcap Raiders, Eye Collector. But one of our uncommons is the Savvy Hunter, Once and Future, and our rare is actually a mythic rare wildcard. Let's start with the next one. Got the Witching Well, the Ogre Errant, the Redcap Raiders, Toonvale Treefolk, Spittin' Swordmaster, Mystical Dispute, which I think is going to be the counter spell for standard at the moment, Hypnotic Sprite, and our rare is Castle Garenbrig. So Castle Garenbrig enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest. You tap to add green, and for 2 and 2 green and tap it, you add 6 green mana. Spend this mana to only cast creature spells that activate abilities of creatures. Alright. Next one. Youthful Knight, Whistleback Redcap, Wolf's Quarry, Eye Collector, Smitten Swordmaster, Rampant Smasher, Epic Downfall, and our rare is a rare wildcard. Giant Skewer, Shining Armor, Lonesome Unicorn, Flutter Fox, which I think is going to be a really good 2-drop, a common wildcard, Into the Story, and I love this artwork, by the way. An uncommon wildcard, and our rare is Fires of Invention. So for 3 and a red, you get an enchantment. You can cast spells only during your turn, and cast no more than 2 spells each turn. You may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. Feels very build around me. I imagine there could be some sort of green-red ramp deck that could do it. True Love's Kiss, Mantle of Tides, Searing Barrage, Wishful Mirthfolk, Smitten Swordmaster, a Mad Ratter, Sir Eleonora the Discerning, and a rare. Got another Garrick. So Garrick is one of the 2 Planeswalkers in this set. It's for a black and a green. It's a legendary Planeswalker Garrick. It starts with 5 loyalty. For 0, you create 2/2/2 green and black wolf creature tokens. When this creature dies, put a loyalty counter on each Garrick you control. Garrick tribal, anyone. And for -3, you can destroy a target creature, draw a card. For -6, you get an emblem with creatures you control, get +3/+3, and have trample. So you basically get an overrun that stays around forever. Wolf's Quarry, Mystic Sanctuary, Signpost Scarecrow, Fierce Witch Stalker, Weapon Rack, Claim the Firstborn, Sir Farron the Hedgehammer, and our rare is another Castle Garenbrig. Raging Redcap, Moonlit Scavengers, Insatiable Appetite, Crashing Drawbridge, Searing Barrage, Oakham Ranger, got an uncommon wildcard, and a rare is Giant Killer. I think this is going to be a standout for standard. So for a single white, you get a 1/2 creature human peasant. For 1 and a white, you can tap it to tap target creature, and you can send it on an adventure as an instant to destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Outflank, Merchant of the Veil, Memory Theft, Redcap Raiders, the Golden Egg, Keeper of Fables, Shepherd of the Flock, and our rare is Castle Lochwain. So it's another part of that rare land cycle, so Castle Lochwain enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a swamp. You can tap to add a black, and for 1 and 2 black you draw a card, then you lose life equal to the number of cards in your hand. Prize Griffin, Rosethorn Acolyte, Spin Swordmaster, Dwarven Mine, Common Wildcard, Chem's Transformation, Covetous Urge, and our rare is Fabled Passage. So it's the other in the rare land cycles. It's basically a Prismatic Vista, but it enters the battlefield tapped. And if you control 4 or more lands, you get to untap that card, that land. So Embereth Paladin, Charm Sleep, Raven Keep, Dwarven Mine, Gingerbread Cabin, Overwhelmed Apprentice is our first uncommon, Resolute Rider is our second uncommon, and our rare is Kaya, First of Lochwain. So for triple black, get a creature, Elf Noble, she's a 2/3. Whenever Aya, First of Lochwain, or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Tap, sacrifice another black creature to draw a card. Seems like a good pair with Corpse Knight, actually. Bargin, Scorching Dragonfire, Ardenvale Paladin, Blow Your House Down, Smitten Swordmaster, got the Sorcerer's Broom, Sir Eleanor the Discerning, and our rare is Murderous Rider. This is going to be a key thing in Standard as well, I think. So for 1 double black, you get a creature Zombie Knight. It's a 2/3 with lifelink. When it dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library, or you can send it off for an adventure. For 1 and double black for an instant, destroy a target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. Baked in a Pie, Insatiable Appetite, Curious Pair, Witch's Cottage, Common Wildcard, a Burning Yard Trainer, Thunderous Snapper, and our rare is Hatchbringer. I really love this artwork. So for 1 and a white, you get a creature fairy. It's a 1/2 with flying and lifelink. Creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. I got excited about this because, 2 mana 1/2 flying lifelinker. I play Solstice in Modern. I forgot that second ability was symmetrical. We got the Beloved Princess, Lost Legion, Lochwain Gargoyle, Fairy Guide Mother, Malevolent Noble, Claim the Firstborn, an uncommon wild card, and Mirror Maid. So for 1 and 2 blue, you get an enchantment. You may have Mirror Maid enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or enchantment. Got the Reaper of the Night, Crashing Drawbridge, Tome Raider, Run Away Together, a common wild card, a Trail of Crumbs, which gives me the feelings of some of the clue-related cards back in Shadows of the Innistrad block, an uncommon wild card, and our rare is another Aria, First of Lochwain. Bargin, Wildwood Tracker, Knight of the Keep, Mistford River Turtle, So Tiny, Thalmir Knight, a Mad Ratter, and our rare is another Fabled Passage. Wolf's Quarry, Bake into a Pie, Reef Soul, Wildwood Tracker, Foreboding Fruit, Covetous Urge, Tournament Grounds, and our rare is Witch's Vengeance. So for 1 in double black, creatures of the creature type of your choice get -3/-3 until end of turn. Beloved Princess, Wolf's Quarry, Crashing Drawbridge, Knight of the Keep, Silverflame Squire, Arcanist's Owl. Once and Future, and our rare is Castle Ardenvale. So Castle Ardenvale is the white one in the rare cycle of lands. You tap to add white, and for 2 and 2 white you create a 1/1 white human creature token. I was looking at it for Solstices myself. The only thing is I'd almost rather play Legion's Landing if I had to play an effect like that. Return to Nature, Brimstone Trebuchet, 7 Dwarfs, Weapon Rack, a common wildcard, Lucky Clover, uncommon wildcard, and our rare is the Brazen Borer. So for 1 and 2 blue, you get a creature fairy rogue. It has flash and flying. You can only block creatures with flying, and it's a 3/1. And for 1 and a blue, it's an instant. You can return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Reaper of the Night, Flutter Fox, Ginger Brute, Wildwood Tracker, common wildcard, Foulmere Knight, Sir Kara the Bold, and our rare is another Castle Ardenvale. I think I'm just going to abandon Mono Red in Arena and start playing some sort of white deck. Prophet of the Peak, Embereth Paladin, Bake into a Pie, Return to Nature, Fierce Witch Stalker, Rally for the Throne, uncommon wildcard, and a rare is Bone Crusher Giant. So for 2 and a red you get a creature giant, it's a 4/3. When it becomes a target of a spell, Bone Crusher deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. Or you can pay 1 and a red to have it stomp for an adventure. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. Giant Skewer, Festive Funeral, Misfed River Turtle, 7 Dwarves, common wildcard, Tournament Grounds, Kenrith's Transformation, and our rare is Castle Vantress. So it's the blue one in the cycle. You can tap to add a blue, or play 2 and 2 blue to scry 2. That kind of rolled off the tongue kind of nicely, actually. As should things based in a fairy tale world. Scalding Cauldron, Steelgaze Griffin, Lonesome Unicorn, Return to Nature, a common wildcard, All That Glitters, Deathless Knight, and our rare is Worthy Knight. So for 1 and a white, you get a creature human knight. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a night spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token. So kind of like Hero of Precinct 1, but purely for knights. Queen of Ice. I can't wait to see all the altars that are going to be coming out for this card. Reaper of Night, Searing Barrage, Witching Well, Shining Armor, Epic Downfall, an uncommon wildcard, and our rare is another Hushbringer. Rosethorn Acolyte, Fierce Witch Stalker, Fairy Guide Mother, Reaper of the Night. Fling is back in standard now, and I kind of like this art a little bit better than the Arm and Cat art. Sir Kara the Bold, Belle of the Brawl, which is a nice little bit of alliteration there, and our rare is Once Upon a Time, probably the most broken card in the set. So for 1 and a green, it's an instant. If the spell is the first spell you've cast this game, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them, put into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Outmuscle, Forever Young, Scorching Dragonfire, Dwarven Mine, Kenrith's Transformation, Flaxen Intruder, and our rare is the Midnight Clocks. So for 2 and a blue, you get an artifact. You tap to add blue. For 2 and a blue, you put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into the library, draw 7 cards, exile Midnight Clock. So normally these effects is asymmetrical, it hits both, but the fact that it only does you seems actually quite interesting. And this happens at the beginning of your upkeep, so it gives you time to actually use those cards that you've refueled. So it's just an interesting thing to think about. Merfolk Secret Keeper, Moonlit Scavengers, Wolves Quarry, Fierce Witchstalker, Trapped in the Tower, Rampant Smasher, Cannon's Transformation, and our rare is Castle Lochwain. I'm getting all the rare cycle of lands. I might as well just play standard decks other than mono red. Beloved Princess, Return to Nature, Crystal Slipper, Fierce Witchstalker, Run Away Together, Grum Gully the Generous, Shine Chaser, and our rare is Sundering Stroke. For 6 in a red, you get a sorcery. It deals 7 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. If at least 7 red mana was spent, instead deal 7 damage to each of those permanents or players. Got the Idyllic Range, Mystic Sanctuary, Outflank, Festive Funeral, Ogre Errant, Spinning Wheel, an uncommon wildcard, and our rare is another Aria First of Lochwain. Tempting Witch, Arrow Witches, Festive Funeral, Silverflame Squire, common wildcard, Steelclaw Lance, Amberith Shieldbreaker, and our rare is another Fabled Passage. Bloodhaze Wolverine, Witching Well, Amberith Paladin, Toonvale Treefolk, Didn't Say Please, Ferocity of the Wilds, Order of Midnight is our uncommons, and our rare is a mythic rare wildcard, so I guess I'll be crafting a bunch of stuff. Got the Dwarven Mines, the Ogre Errant, Sporecap Spider, Didn't Say Please, Lochwain Paladin, Epic Downfall, Grum Gully the Generous, and our rare is Fire and Crag Feet. So for 1 and triple red, you get a sorcery, add 7 red mana, you can only cast only 1 more spell this turn. So it combos really nicely with that deal 7 spell that we had earlier. Didn't Say Please, Redcap Raiders, Ogre Errant, Lonesome Unicorn, Embereth Paladin, Revenge of Ravens, Once and Future, and our rare is Lochmere Serpent. So for a blue and a black, you get a creature serpent. It's a 7/7 with flash. Pay a blue and sacrifice an island, so Lochmere Serpent can't be blocked. Pay a black and sacrifice a swamp, you gain 1 life and draw a card. And for blue and a black, exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard, return the serpent from your graveyard to your hand, activate this ability only at any time you can cast a sorcery. Okay, so maybe a potential whole finisher there, just because it does so much. Festive Funeral, Weaselback Redcap, Forever Young, Lost Legion, Gingerbrute, Steelclaw Lance, an uncommon wildcard, and a Stormfist Crusader. So for a black and a red, you get a creature, human knight. It's a 2/2 with menace. Beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. You're playing that usually in a black-red aggressive deck, so the life won't matter to you as much. Got the Silver Flame Ritual, Tome Raider, Scalding Cauldron, Queen of Ice, a common wildcard, Arcanist Owl, Spectre's Shriek, and a rare is a rare wildcard. Moonlit Scavengers, Ardenvale Tactician, Jousting Dummy, Gingerbrute, Rimrock Knight, Fairy Vandal, and Rampant Smasher. And our rare is Murderous Rider. Actually, just on the topic of Gingerbrute, it's quite interesting because does this technically make food a creature type? I'm not a judge, and I'm actually curious to see what this is, because unless it's just a way to give the Gingerbrute the food text without making it just a standalone artifact, I don't know, it would be interesting to see how that ends up getting ruled out, just for eternal purposes, because changelings, you know, can be technically food. And if you combine that with other things that interact with food, yeah, that's potential there. Garenbrig's Squire, Merchant of the Vale, Fortifying Provisions, Festive Funeral, a common wildcard, Witch's Oven, Sir Conrad the Grim, and our rare is another Brazen Borrower. Run Away Together, Crashing Drawbridge, Witch's Cottage, Night of the Keep, Foreboding Fruit, Once and Future, Order of Midnight, and our rare is a Harmonious Archon. So for 4 and 2 white, you get a creature Archon. It's a 4/5 with flying. Non-Archon creatures have base, power, and toughness 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens, which are 3/3s. So you're basically getting for 6 mana, you know, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10 power, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11 toughness over 3 bodies at least, not including things you've gotten already. Fell the Pheasant, Charmed Sleep, True Love's Kiss, Queen of Ice, Rosethorn Halberd, Fireborn Knight, Cauldron's Gift, and our rare is Fae of Wishes. So for 1 blue, you get a creature, Fairy Wizard. It's a 1/4 with flying. For 1 blue, discard 2 cards, return Fae of Wishes to its owner's hand. And for 3 and a blue, you get a sorcery. You may choose a non-creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Flash of Thorns, Corridor Monitor, At Muscle. Aw, it's not called Bear Suplex. Giant Skewer, Bartered Cow, not battered, whoops. Grungly the Generous, and our rare is another Broom Crusher Giant. Corridor Monitor, Barrow Witches, Mystic Sanctuary, Prize Griffin, Sorcerer's Broom, Oakham and Adversary, and our rare is another Bone Crusher Giant. Version of the Veil, Sporecap Spider, Reaper of Night, Wildwood Tracker, Witching Well, Sorcerer's Broom, Mysterious Pathlighter, and our rare, the Royal Scion. So this is, actually no, I forgot, there's 3 Planeswalkers in this set. I forgot about the Scions. So for 1 a blue and a red, you get a legendary Planeswalker Will Kenrith. Will Rowan, actually, because they're always paired together. So for 5 mana, it starts with 5 loyalty. For +1, you draw a card, then discard a card. For +1, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains First Strike and Trample until end of turn. And for -8, you draw 4 cards. When you do, the Royal Scion deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in hand. Huh, they've actually named it Will Rowan. Rather than, give them 2 separate Planeswalkers. That's kind of interesting. Forever Young, Scalding Cauldron, Queen of Ice, Wicked Guardian, Garen Big Paladin, Spinning Wheel, Ferocity of the Wilds, and our rare is Feast and Troll King. So for 2 green, you get a creature Troll Noble. It's a 7/6 with Vigilance and Trample. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, create 3 food tokens. Sacrifice 3 foods, return Feast and Troll King from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this only during your turn. Idyllic Range, Forever Young, Misfit River Turtle, Lochwain Paladin, Gingerbread Cabin, Order of Midnight, Embrith Shield Breaker, and our rare is Witch's Vengeance. Rosethorn Acolyte, Unexplained Vision, Insatiable Appetite, Thrill of Possibility, Tall as a Beanstalk, Shepherd of the Flock, Rampant Smasher, and our rare is Acclaimed Contender. So for 2 and a white, you get a creature human knight. It's a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another knight, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a knight, aura, equipment, or legendary artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Wildwood Tracker, Rimrock Knight, Tome Raider, Lochwain Gargoyle, common wildcard. We've got Joust, and our rare is Vantress Gargoyle. So for 1 blue, you get an artifact creature Gargoyle. It's a 5/4 with flying. Vantress Gargoyle can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Vantress Gargoyle can't block unless they have 4 or more cards in hand. Tap, each player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. Cool. Got the Crystal Slipper, Raging Redcap, Youthful Night, Memory Theft, Festive Funeral, Into the Story, Sage of the Falls, and our rare is Opportunistic Dragon. So for 2 and 2 red, you get a creature dragons of 4/3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, choose target human or artifact an opponent controls. For as long as Opportunistic Dragon remains on the battlefield, gain control of that permanent. It loses all abilities and it can't attack or block. So basically just kidnap something forever, for a while. Barrow Witches, Charmed Sleep, Fling, Rimrock Knight, Rosethorn Acolyte, Inspiring Veteran, Enchanted Carriage, and our rare is Witch's Vengeance. Wolf's Quarry, Wicked Guardian, Ginger Brute, Rosethorn Halberd, Scalding Cauldron, Ferocity of the Wilds, Embereth Shieldbreaker, and our rare is Wishclaw Talisman. Again, I think that this isn't something else that I think is going to be broken. So in standard at least. So for 1 black in an artifact, it enters the battlefield with 3 witch counters. 1 and tap, remove a wish counter from Wishclaw Talisman, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. An opponent gains control of the Wishclaw Talisman. Activate this ability only during your turn. So you get 2 searches versus their 1, which I think kind of breaks the symmetry a little bit. Silver Flame Ritual, Weapon Rack, Lash of Thorns, Wildwood Tracker, Deafening Silence, Oakheim Ranger, and our rare is Sundering Stroke, which we talked about earlier. Trapped in the Tower, Wolf's Quarry, Baked into a Pie, Reeve Soul, Wildwood Tracker, Sorcerer's Broom, and our rare is Oko, Thief of Crowns. So we've gotten all 3 Planeswalkers. So Oko, Thief of Crowns is a 1, a blue, and a green legendary Planeswalker. Oko starts with 4 loyalty, creates a food, +2 to create a food token, +1 target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature token with base power and toughness 3/3. And for -5, you exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature and opponent controls with power 3 or less. And that was it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your pre-releases coming up, and I'll see you next time.